Yeah, I think it working now. Let me know if I get an audio there. This anytime this laptop moves places is do right. It working is be real temperamental, but like if it go all over the place. Right, right. So I get evicted from the mosquito room and not in the mosquito room again tonight. But I'm not quite finished with the other room, so I'm here in the living room. So um, you'll hear all kind of noises for tonight. But that's the life. That's the life we live in. So now my iPad is giving trouble. Let's reset this. Tonight we're doing some stuff here. Okay, I'm back online there. So you're looking tired. If I'm tired, you ever you ever be so tired like you're tired of tired? I am tired. Um, but the maths must go on. So tonight what we're doing is matrices and a quick recap of all the stuff that we did. Very quick. We actually do quite a lot last week, eh? Quite a lot. So we do basics. We do size, talking about the size. Hey, I wonder if I can just pull this up very quickly here. Last week. Or you would be my friend. Where would you be? Boom. This has to be you. Yeah. So this is last week's slides here. We talked about so how many more matrices classes we're gonna have. This is not the last one. Next week is not the last one. Next week is not the last one, but I might finish next week and go on to other stuff. Because the final part in matrices, the transformation, I may not do that one time. I may want to do transformation, then come back and do finish up mid matrices transformation. So next week could be the last week, just recapping stuff and things like that. And then we check back to trigs and geometry and stuff. Loud and clear? Kerry? Cool. So we talked about rows, column matrix, square matrix. Hopefully this all is just bringing back up to your memory, catching you up to speed. The assignment was pretty well done. After every assignment session, Ariel sends me a nice little condensed version of how everybody do. So I'm able to quickly make decisions. What question was a problematic question, everything. And I watched through some of them as well. There was one problem in the solution. Both groups pointed out. Who was the first group to point out? I think the red group was the first group to point out the problems, that problem there. You see, when people looking for that extra marks, they just find hold on. Somebody just sent me an SB. I wonder if there's anybody from here. When I live, I can't do anything. So what am I just looking for? I'm just looking for the very quickly. Put up the summary. But a good bit of people got over 80%, and I sent some of the top scores. Some people still pulling down the little single digits and thing. Don't get frightened. Don't get frightened. I'm off to work, so I'll pop in every no problem. Good night. Good night, Josiah. Good night, everybody. So we're just doing a little recap and then we're jumping into today's class. Students perform well on question 1A, a worksheet. There's some problem. Any of the new questions where you need to kind of research, we'll obviously see more problems happening there. So that was pretty good. Ignore the background noises. Going back into the recap, so we talk about all these things, the basics. Then we started to talk about special matrices. So just bringing everybody up to speed. Identity, matrix, that kind of thing. I would never post the marks because some people don't like the marks to be posted. Locating elements, members, just talking about that. You could revisit last week class for all of this. Then we went into operations, how to add, subtract, multiplication, the two styles of multiplication. When you're just multiplying by a number, when you're doing your matrix multiplication, scalar multiplication versus matrix multiplication. And I think that's about it there. That's about it there. Lots of examples with matrix multiplication. Crash course is coming in the first week of the holidays, maybe about 4 hours every day. I'm thinking like maybe from like around 5 to 9, 5 to 9 on evenings. So we go back to you. All right. So now, where's my screen? Where did my screen go? Boom. Boom. All right. C plus I solution, I was looking for that, sir. C plus I, sir, where do you send the marks? You're supposed to see a mark immediately. So, Hannah, you want to know your mark? You want me to see your mark out loud? Okay, if you say so. Where is Hannah's mark? No. All right. So after class, you just remind me, right? And I'll check you. Let me just have a peep at this mark. Let me just say no. Scroll, 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 scroll. So Hannah, why not seeing a mark here? What is this? So what's what? All right, I seen your mark now. Interesting. It's a passing mark. It was a passing mark. So, and it wasn't that bad either. All right, so let's go. So tonight we are doing inverse different setting. Had to get in the frame of mind here. Inverse, and I mentioned this I think briefly last week. And those who did the homework could have had some fun with this because they'd have watched this in the video that I sent in the homework, right? So inverse. Let's give a little backdrop. Let's give a little backdrop on inverse. Inverse. Let's say we have 3 plus. Let's say we have x plus 3 is equal to 5. X in this case must be 2 because 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. But algebraically, to solve this, we bring across the 3 like that. You understand? So it goes like 5, and this plus belongs to this 3. So when it comes across, it'll switch operation. That's how we think of it, right? It's like we're taking away 3 from both sides, but you can just think of it like you're bringing across the 3 and it switch sides. It invert. So this is the inverse. So when you bring across the equal sign, you get the inverse, and this turns to 2. Okay. All right, so what does that have to do with anything? Let's check another thing. 3x is equal to 12. Obviously, 3 by what is equal to 12? X must be 4. In this case, x is 4. But algebraically, to solve this, we'll say x is equal to 12, and we bring across the 3. And what happens? Since the 3 is multiplying here, it comes across here and it turns into the inverse function of multiplication, which is division. So you end up with 12 over 3, which is 4. So you see what happening here. You brought across the addition, it turns to subtraction. You brought across the multiplication, it turns to division. So what if we had a matrix like this? 2, 4, 5, 6. Zion, what is that, boy? And let's put x, y there. Equal 1 and 2. Will this work? I don't know if this will work. Yeah, it could work. It will work. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of new concepts to take place tonight. So try and pay attention and ask any questions, right? Remember what happened. Think of this like the x, think of this like the 3, and think of this like the 12. So if I'm bringing this whole thing across, it has to turn to the inverse. We have to perform the inverse operation. So if I put this like E, if I label this whole thing E, and I label this whole matrix here, let's just call it capital X for the XY matrix, variable matrix, color matrix. And let's label this matrix C. Then X is going to be equal C over A. But we don't really have a division in matrices, so the better thing we write in is just the inverse operation, that's how we'll put it, of C, right? The inverse operation of multiplication to C. And now we need to know, what is this? What is this? That's the whole point. We need to know what is this. Now remember this question, right? We'll come back to this question and solve this question. Why is in the chat if you're with me so far, or kind of with me so far? If you're kind of with me, that's good enough. Let's go. So how to find inverse? How to find inverse? So this is how to find the inverse of a matrix, because according to what I do just now, right now I'm pointing to my left now, and this thing inverts, so that kind of messing me up, creeping me all day, but I need to fix that, otherwise class got it done. Flip horizontal. Fix this, so slide this so left, right. We now get it. So how to find the inverse of a matrix? So say we have a matrix like this. Let's come up with some random numbers. 1, -2, 3, 4. Some real random numbers there, Michael. Right, so those are the numbers for the matrix. So we want to find the inverse of this matrix. Can we find the inverse of that matrix? Yes. There is a sweet little process. So to find the inverse of this matrix, the first thing we need to do is find the adjoint, new term there, new term, well, not that new for people who do their homework, and the determinant, right? Adjoint and the determinant. It's not really any order, you just need to always find these two things. So that brings up some new talk now. What is the adjoint? What is the determinant? What is the adjoint of a matrix? And what is the determinant? You need to find those two things before you find the inverse in CXC. If you're going to do more maths, you realize there are other ways to find inverse, right? So adjoint and determinant. Oh gosh, let's talk about that. So the adjoint, the adjoint, and somehow feeling like I talked about this last week too. The adjoint is, but it's probably just because I'm teaching this in school and in class and all of that. The adjoint, another, daddy bread van another matrix. The adjoint is another matrix. Lubia, you had them peeping there. Alright, so the adjoint is another matrix. Okay, let this one pass. Adjoint is another matrix. What I mean by that? I'm gonna play up with the original matrix. Wow, such expert explanations here. Original matrix. You're gonna play up with the original matrix, right? Hold on. So that's the adjoint. So to help the whole situation, nice. To help the whole situation, we will call them letters A, B, C, D. All you notice how I do this is like you're reading from a book, left to right, and then you go down. It's like lines like this, right? A, B, C, D. So don't come and say A, B, C, D or any kind of nonsense like that. You need to go across, go down, and then go across, right? So we're gonna use this little code, this little algebraic placeholders here to represent the adjoint. So the adjoint machine will take this. Let's copy it. Copy, please paste it here. The adjoint machine takes that original matrix, and this is the adjoint machine here. and this machine just scrambles up this stuff and shoots out another matrix here, which will switch the D and the A and switch the sign and the B and the C. Right, so that's how a joint works. Whatever was in A, whatever was in D, gets the switch. Whatever was in B, whatever was in C, we switch the sign. All right, so for those of you who like, what does that mean? Let's find back our matrix. This was the matrix we liked. 2, 4, 5. No. We don't want that one. That's too simple. We want this one. Yeah. So copy that. Bring you across here. So if this is A, and this is in the form A, B, C, D, and I see to find the adjoint of A. So a nice way to write this is ADJ of A. This is equal to, so the adjoint of A. Let's just write the formula first. Adjoint of A is DC negative B negative C. Now, why do we have the negative signs on the B and the C? It just means switch signs, you know. So because you have a negative on the B and a negative on the C, it means switch signs. So let's see what we'll do. Let me start off with what to put here. We can't put back the 1 because, hey, there's an A there. I promise there's an A I was trying to write there. We can't put back the 1 here because according to the formula, A has to go down here now. So really and truly, if it was 1 3, but all we did was swap 3 with the 1. All right, I don't know why it's taking so long to say that. You just swap 3 with the 1. You just swap these two. Simple. These don't swap. Switch sign. So like if it's -2, change it to +2 by just taking away the sign. And if it was 4, change it to -4. That is it. That is how to find the adjoint, right? Yeah. I tried to write A and that C just pop out there. I don't know what's going on there. So 3, 2, -4, 1. That's how to do it. Okay, find the adjoint of these very quickly. You'll just write it right there in the comments. You don't need to send this to the chat. 1, 0, -1, 3. Find the adjoint of that. Find the adjoint of P. Remember to write adjoint of P or whatever. Let's find this one Q. -3, 6, 10, 2. You put up the tie. Christian. Christian, my brother. Something looking strange about it, Christian. Hey, this is plug-in. Battery low. I sure I plug in this whole video could just shut down here. This cord not up now. Good. Got answers pop out here. Alright. 3, 1. What? What happened in here? 3, 0, 1, 1. 3, 0, 1, 1. All the 3, 0, 1, 1 people, all your own. All your own. You see how it's a little, you see how this simple little thing is just be crazy sometimes to get the correct answer. Right now I'm trying to untangle this code. You know, tangle up this code, so it was me. I tangled up the code, so in here I don't really have two outlets here. I'm running an extension here. So, phone, yeah, they take one for the team there, brother. Let's see how much charge I have. 15% exactly. Yeah, I'll do swap there just now. Yeah, they take turns. Take turns. I'm feeling bright all of a sudden. Yeah, and the next one. So let's do the answers. So the adjoint of P. Swap the 3 and the 1. Change the sign. Well, 0, you can't change that sign on a 0. 0 is 0. So I can't be like negative. Oh, negative 0. Like, yeah, 0 is 0, right? So negative, this will be 1. I just switch the sign on this. Now, you can't switch and switch. You can only switch. You can't switch and switch, right? Either you're switching the sign or you're switching the numbers. Don't do both. People love to do both, boy. Oh my gosh. ADJP. ADJQ would be swap and sign switch. So 2, -6, -10, -3. 2, -6, -10, -3. All right. All right. Why isn't the chat follow with me? You understand that? We could find a joint. Right? So we can find a joint. We can find a joint now. So I don't know, you could find somebody in your house and tell them, I can find a joint now. Right? We can find a joint now. What about, remember the next word, By the way, this is a joint, not adjacent people, a joint. Call it thing by the right name. The next thing we need to learn about is determinant. Okay, determinant. Determinant. This person is very determinant. Right, so we need to find the determinant. What is the determinant? Determinant. So you see how I start off here, just to recap, and I say the adjoint is like another matrix, but you have to play up with the original matrix to get this other matrix, right? The determinant is a number, and what is the term I like to use? Boil down the matrix. So you're going to start off with the matrix here. So how is adjoint Q have 3 negative numbers? So how adjoint, that's how it is. That's how it just happened. It's happened so. Because you see these two are positive. So when I switch the sign and them to negative, negative here, negative there. So adjoint not singing right. We not smoking. Danny, come on. That was very lame. Even for a steel joke champion like me. Alright, so AD minus A by D minus B by C. What? People know the thing. So yeah, so let's go back to the determinant now. We're on the determinant. So the determinant is starting with the same matrix and boiling it down and just getting one number out of that matrix. So you're taking that matrix, which was the matrix we start off with. Let me use brackets A here. A, copy. And we paste this here, so boom. So A is 1, -2, 4, 3. And we're trying to find the determinant. So the formula, let's just jump right into it. The formula for finding the determinant. By the way, our next way we can represent determinant is by putting those 2 strokes by the A there. So this actually means determinant of A. Or I could have write determinant of A. And CXC uses both. Right? So be prepared. Even if you're scared, be prepared. The formula for the determinant, I'll just write it once, right? Is AD. You realize we're using the same A and thing, right? AD minus BC. All right, let's see what this means for our good friend A over here. Let's bring him on a brand new page to start. Let's remember that this is in the form A, B, C, D. Let's say that the determinant of A, let me use the fancy notation now, people. Let me use the fancy one. The determinant of A is equal to AD minus BC. So we like to start off with the formula in mathematics. It's like our guide, it's like our light, it's like our morning star. So A 1 and 3. So 1, 3. That's how I write it. It actually means that's A and D, right? Did I say C? A and D is like the leading diagonal multiplied, and then you're taking away the um, not leading diagonal. I forget how you say that. Somebody help me out here. So how adjoint Q has 3 negative numbers. So can you go it over again? My internet is giving trouble. Now if it skip, if your internet skip out a key part, have no fear, the video will save without the skipping and you will have to watch it over. Alright, so I'm going to go over adjoint just now, just for you, my brother, just for you, but let's finish off with determinant, right? So you're on the determinant now. So hola, don't let us stress you out. Let us stick to the determinant. So the determinant, we organize the matrix. We realize that the matrix is A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, and we just substitute into this little formula kind of thing here. It's like formulas, like a, right? So AD 1 by 3 minus, and I love to write it out like this because it helps me not to make no dumb mistakes with the signs here, people. And negative 2, and I mean, I and always make mistakes. Negative 2 by C, C is 4. Negative 2 by 4. So this is going to be calculator time. 1 by 3 is 3. Take away negative 2 by negative 2 by 4 is actually negative 8. These two negative signs would meet each other and be like, hey, let's be positive, man. And so that will really be 3 plus 8, which is 11. In time you have two negative signs bouncing up each other like that. So 11 is the answer. Why is in the chat if you know how to find the determinant and the adjoint? You could go and tell the person in your house, yeah, we know how to find the determinant. No, boy, we're learning things in this class. So determinant and adjoint under your belt. And that's all you need to be able to find the inverse. Inverse is the topic, people. That's all you need to be able to find the inverse. So let's just take a little quick look back at the adjoint just to refresh our memory. So we have a matrix. Let's make up a brand new one. Let's call him 3. Let's call him negative 7. Now let's not make that one negative. Let's make him just 7. Let's make this one negative 5. And let's make this one 1. So if I have to find the adjoint of P, I'll do this one, guys. The adjoint of P, unless you rush, man, you're finished and you take before I say adjoint of P, and also the determinant of P. And I want to use the fancy thing, so instead of D, I'll just use this P. Oh gosh, now I'm smart. A real smart day. So the adjoint of P, I write back the formula, D, A, that's a D, and that's a A, minus B, minus C. Remember, I scramble it. So, Josiah, you asked the question. About Jenny. So the D and the E, D and the A, this really stands for D. I could like put a little D. Does it have to be in order when you write it? Yeah, try to make it look nice now. A, B, C. That's like an A, B, C there. So D is really 1. A is really 3. So I like to just switch these and just switch the signs. So the sign switch now. You know, just the sign switch here. And then the numbers itself switch here, right? That's it. It's a kind of simple concept. And the determinant of P is AD minus BC. Very good, and better you just come and teach this this class. All right, so and we're going to replace the numbers here, AD. So this is going to be like A is 3, D is 1 minus BC, 7, negative 5. Have you seen that? Yeah. So 3 by 1 is 3, take away negative 35. Positive 35. So this is 38. We on there, people. We on. Now we turn positive because the negative thing, right? So that's this is the determinant here. Determinant up in the sky there. And this is the adjoint. Don't be jealous, you could go up in the sky too. So adjoint and determinant. Prevision, sir. It coming like a boy, coming in, it coming like boiled corn. So if you have negative number where A is located, do you switch signs when you switch it? No. But you just joining this live stream. I was just now saying never do that. Well, let me write it big here now just for spite. Never do two type of switches. Never switch twice. So you could never be like, all right, this is the original matrix. And okay, I swapped, I switch these two. So say switch these two, boom. And I switch them. And then you say, maybe I should switch his sign on him and make this one positive too. Never switch twice. It's either you're switching the numbers or you're switching the signs. So for these, we're going to switch the numbers, and for these, we're going to switch the sign. I'm talking about adjoint here. So the answer for this would actually just be like this. This has to go with its sign. It's not switching sign. So you switch the numbers will go along with its sign, and you switch the signs here. All right, I think we're ready. We're ready for them now. What's the topic? What's the topic? The topic is inverse. Inverse. Yeah. I'll tired. Tired upon tired. Whew. So inverse is 1 over the determinant by the adjoint. Oh shucks, I didn't just want to pelt out that formula and just show it now. But okay, look at it. Look at it right. So this is the formula earlier. 1 over the determinant by the adjoint. Okay, so like if we have a matrix, A is equal to A, B, C, D. And we have to find A inverse. A inverse is going to be 1 on the determinant of A. Fancy thing. Walk it right. 1 on the determinant of A. Multiply. I can just leave out that multiply sign because it's understood. By the adjoint of A. And that's why it's find the inverse. All this to find the inverse, to backtrack to what we start with in the beginning, just to solve our equation. We coming up to that. It's going to get real sweaty. Alright, so let's keep going. We have a matrix. How much matrix I can make up tonight? Let me call this one M. M is equal to 5, -10. No, I don't want no big determinant. Nah. Them big determinants is be pressure. 5, 4, make you 2. Let me make you 2 as well, yes? Negative there, just for kicks. Let me put negative on the 5 too, for more kicks. Alright, we ready to go? Signs will switch, ting, pow. So this is exactly how you would do this for CXC. CXC, you do so, bam, next year may you see M, -5, -4, 2, and they say, yo, find, what's this? They say find M, and they put that kind of symbol there. Wait now, so it's just adjoint of A over the determinant of A. Yeah, basically. That's it. But remember the determinant is a number, so you get to see how it works. So they say find M and that -1. What does that mean? This just means find M inverse. This just means M inverse. So we're going to find the inverse of M, right? Let's go. Let's go. First thing first is to find the adjoint of A. The adjoint of A, you can find the determinant first if you want to, but A come before D now, boy. So adjoint of A, nah, that's not the formula. We're supposed to put D here, A here, put the negative signs on the B and the C just to show. Sorry about the handwriting, people. I am trying my very best here. Actually, I'm not. Let me zoom in a little bit. D, negative B, negative C, A, boom. That's perfection. So you put your formula and then you just do what you gotta do. You understand what I'm doing here, right? I just swap in and I switch in my signs. He was positive, so I make him negative. The partner was negative, so I'm gonna make him positive. Boom, you're done there. And you move very quickly because you're a boss. And by the way, it's not A, is M. How come nobody correct me? Let me know. So determinant of M, we're looking to find now. Determinant of and you're getting on bad tonight by determinant of M. Determinant of M here is going to be equal to, and we hit them the formula first, AD minus BC. then let me just make sure nobody fighting up and trying to get any life and can't get in. Hey, the grades was pretty good and a lot of people passed. What's the pass mark, boy? Pass mark. Like you call the pass mark 17. Anybody who get over 17, I give them it. So straight down to Danny. Danny, I'm not saying you get 17. I'm just saying, that's a good bit of people pass. And the rest of you already know what to do. Keep it up. Keep sending in. Even if you in try all, keep sending in. I forget what I was going on. Just make sure everybody inside. Boom. Hey, I don't know what's going on with my internet. Said I just hire, but you're inside now. This person's sick. Rachel's and you have a sheet piece. Why people just urge to send me a text or anything? Alright, so 80. So you have -5 by 2. Take away, and always use the brackets and thing like this, because that's the conventional way. We put this in your calculator like this, just so you will just get through. So this looking like -10, take away -8. This looking like -2 in my book. -2, Christian. Well done, well done, well done. Right, so now we found the determinant. Now what is bigger? We found the determinant and we found the adjoint. We are ready to shine. We are ready to find now, I need a different color because we are ready to find m to the -1, which we just call an m inverse right now. So let's go ahead and find m inverse. So m inverse, and I'll use back their symbol, is equal to 1 over, well, my symbol, 1 over the determinant of m by the adjoint of m. Then let's squeeze them in here. So always write it like this. Don't write it any other way. Write it like this. So 1 over, and the determinant was -2. So I'm going to put that in red so it'll pop out to you there. And the adjoint of m here, adjoint of our good friend m, is this guy over there, right? So let's just put him in 2, 4, -2, -5. Now, you will use your expert remembering skills and remember that this is scalar multiplication and we talked about this. I'm just writing it over in black so you'll see everything clear. This is like -1/2 by 2, -2. This is 4 and this is -5. So if you need to multiply the matrix by a fraction, how we do this again? So if we need to multiply the matrix by a fraction, everybody's going to just come under the fraction like this, and then we'll sort out the sort outs after. So this is the shortcut that I said to do. 1 over something, 1 over 2. Just put 2 underneath everybody, and then simplify. So I guess I'll just make this smaller, go up a little bit there, so I can get some room to simplify there. Boom. And this is going to be -1, 2, -2. This one can't simplify, so I'll just leave him as -5 over 2. -1, -2. 1 and 5 over, -5 over 2. I have some mistakes in here. This is negative. This is negative. So this one is not going to do anything. Yeah. So 2. Yeah, so watch out for these signs. Watch out for signs. Because the signs would kill you here. Let me just double check again. A kind of paranoid feeling. -2 did come over everything. Yeah, just left it out here. I feel like I write it on this pen, set it up on there, set in my pen. Ting ba 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 bam bam bim bam bam. Da. Right, so good. So now it's your turn. Are you ready? Your turn now. Find, you're sending this to me in the group, the inverse of I'm gonna make up this one here on the spot. Right. -3, 1, and let's call you -2, 3. Find the inverse of that. Good luck, guys. I wish you the best. And let's name him so you'll have something to work with. Let's call this matrix P. Alright, so doing that and sending the solutions to me on the group. I'll be looking at the first like 10 questions in each, 10 answers in each group or more. So send any answer into the group when you finish. So I'm waiting on some answers here. We're gonna get the homework tomorrow. Either tomorrow evening or Thursday morning. Normal thing. Christian boy, blue group coming in. Alright, a joint swap. You didn't put any formula, eh, brother? You didn't put in, I always advise putting the formula for the adjoint and the determinant. Okay. Right. 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 I find this looking good. I don't know about you, but I find that looking good. The answer looking on. Alright, waiting for some more photos. I custom, sorry. Send some more thing, people. Red group again. Alan. Nice. I think that was perfection there. Oh my gosh. They come, all right. They're coming in abundance now. Good. Danny. Good. Sajda. Sahana. Felicia. Is that 7? I see me. Is that one? That weird one. Nard. Natalie. You could simplify yours further. Nard Jr. Alright, blue group. Come on, man. Alright, so blue group have 3. Carry. The determinant is -3 though, not just 3. Crystal. Yeah, so you get the sign switches there. Nice. Nice. Nice, no nice. Daryl, don't feel like you just paying them formulas, you know. Don't feel like you just paying them formulas. Alright, so cool. Red group overdosing on things, boy. And for the people, them Yours could be further, Daniel. You could go a little further than that, Selena. Alright, so answers in the group, y'all. Answers in the group. So I don't need to go ahead and do this. Time for new thing. Time to understand the concepts that's happening here. So if I had the answer, by the way, was -1, I think negative. Wait. I didn't tell me what the answer. Right, group. The answer was, I think this one was 1 and 3. And something scary happening here. Who is this boy? Carry. This is supposed to be -2 and 3, not negative. What is that? I'm frightened. I'm not taking an answer. This one is just 2 and 3 here. Right. So according to them, this is the inverse. Let me just check through that. Why we have so much negatives? All right, I feel I need to do this just to be sure, you know, just to be sure. Adjoint. So I'm just gonna write the answer. Adjoint is 3, -2, 3, -1, and the determinant is this is a number, so this is -6. Take away -3. So this is -3. Very good. So this is 1 over -3 by 3, 3, -1, -2. You see how my pen is do many things. I say -1, I write it. That is my pen. And so this one is actually -1, -1. Real negatives here, boy. 1 and 2 over 3. Yeah. So this is the inverse here, people. This is the inverse. So that's the inverse. So let's put both of that into play. We had P being -2, -3, -2, -3, 1 and 3. This is P. But we're saying P inverse now is equal to -1, -1, 1 and 3, and 2 and 3. Interesting. So what this means to us is if I have this, remember where I started off with, I put a matrix here, then I put a XY there, then I put another matrix here, answer. Like, let me just say, let's say 1 and 0, just to make my life simple. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Just to make my life simple. If we want to bring this matrix across to figure out what X and Y is, hey, no quarreling. Christian, go to the back of the class. Stop quarreling. All right. So XY is equal to, right. So this is like P here, right? This is P. This is P, and we want him to come across. So if he's coming across, I need to use P inverse here. So the logic here is that the number that the matrix that I'm going to put here is actually this one, -1, a third. We just figured out P inverse via some kind of long process. 1, 2. Tell me if you understand what happened in there. Remember, this was like if we had 3x equal 12, and then we bring it across as x is equal to like a quarter of 12. I mean, a third of 12. You get the inverse of 3. So if you have the matrix here coming across, you get the inverse. Still having problems understanding the placing of sign. For the adjoint. The adjoint, okay. Pause. So yeah, let me just finish, see what you need to do here. So you just multiply this. Remember, this is like a 2 by 2 by a 2 by 1. This could multiply because these two numbers are the same. You just multiply this and you'll get the answer for x and y. I'm going to do that in this class today, but we have to get adjoint. We have to get adjoint. You have to get the adjoint. So let's do this adjoint thing for our brethren here. So you have a matrix here, 1. This is called a 2. Oh, you wasn't in the first class too, so that's why I was, yeah, nah. He just joined the class. Minus 2. I want to put a number negative for a reason, right? So understand, this is not 1 take away 2, eh? These numbers are in their separate spots there. 1, -2, 5, and 2. It's almost like if I have a dark circle here. No, I don't want to go through shade and all that circle and thing. I have a circle here, a triangle here, a square here, and I don't know, I run out of shapes. What's our next shape, boy? All right, then we just put a diamond, a diamond there. The adjoint says, and I don't know why adjoint so big. The adjoint says to just swap these two. The diamond will end up there and the circle will end up there. Now you have to leave the triangle and the square in place. You have to leave these two in their spot, but you have to change their sign. So we put in a negative sign. So like if I had the number 1, 2, 3, 4, the 1 and the 4 will have to change the space. When I go to adjoint, it's going to be 4, 1, but the 2 and the 3 remains, but I have to put a negative sign. Heart parallelogram. Right, so if I have 5, 6, 7, 8, when I go to the adjoint of whatever that is, the 8 and the 5 will change their space, change their spot, but the 6 and the 7 has to stay put, but we have to switch their sign. Now if I have 5, -6, 7, and 8, and I find the adjoint now, when I find the adjoint, the 5 and the 8 still switch their spot, the 6 and the 7 stay put, but they switch their sign. So this is positive, so he goes negative. This is negative, so he gets to become positive now. And that's how the adjoint works. That's it. Now, if I have this case where I have like 5, 7, 3, and I have a negative, and I have a 2 here. Let's make the 5 negative. And I think this was the situation that I was asking that threw you off. What will happen here? What will happen here, boy? The -5 and the 2 will switch their spots. Because remember, these two just always switching their spots. And the 7 and the 3 will switch signs. Since they're positive, they get to be negative now. Now look how much negative we have. It just turned out that way. So the adjoint switches the numbers like this, and the numbers like this just switches sign. That's it. Right? If you're still getting problem with it, unfortunately, I can't spend no more time explaining it tonight. So you look back on the previous video and see if you can catch up to that, and then watch over this video. And then I can give you another video you could get reference from. Alright. I feel like good enough. I feel maybe you catch that. So that's your adjoint, and that's the determinant, and we use it to find the inverse. And when you find the inverse, you could find the answers to questions. What answers to questions are you talking about, sir? Alright, tell you. So you need to put in a sign by the B and the C? Yes. Yeah, he knew. So are you trying to see what the inverse is really for? The inverse is really used for, or mostly used for, when we solving simultaneous equations in matrices. So remember, let's just make up a simultaneous equation. 3x plus 2y equal 1, and I don't know what to write again. Let's put, let's not put plus 2y. Let's put take away 2y equal 1, and let's put x plus 4y equal, just one, I'm gonna think a little bit. So y, 2y equal 1, so y is a good bit, y, okay, we gotta make you a good bit. Let's make you about 10, so. Alright. Alright, so we have a simultaneous equation here. And in life, most people not going to never use simultaneous equation or anything in life, right? The average folk, this is just for your maths physics. After this, you can just whoosh. You're not really going to use this. But the logic and thing in simultaneous equation, it's nice to have that to know that you could do that, the logic behind simultaneous equation and stuff like that. Anyhow, let's stay on topic. So your simultaneous equation, do you know that the simultaneous equation, this is the algebraic form, but there's a matching matrix form for that? Algebraic. I'm hoping that this is how you spell algebraic form. I've been spelling this for many years, and all of a sudden the spelling of algebraic is questioning me now. All right, so that's the algebraic form. Let's do a magic trick and change this into the matrix form. Boom, bam, slim matrix here, slim matrix here. So you're going to have two column matrix and a big fat boy here. A 2 by 2 matrix is going to be there. That's how the matrix form going to look. But we need to put in the numbers and the letters now. It's very simple. 3. Let's have him rest down there. What number is before that? There's no number there, there's just x, so it must be 1. -2, let's put him over here. And 4, let's put him here. It's +4, so I could just put 4. What goes in here is the xy, and what goes over here is the 1 and the 10. This is the matrix form. Do you know you used to get 2 marks just for putting things in matrix form, but you're guaranteed at least 1 mark for putting stuff in matrix form. Just for putting this in matrix form, you get 1 mark. Just for taking this and writing it back like this, you're getting a mark, right? So it's pretty simple. The coefficient, this is what I call the coefficient matrix. All the coefficients goes there. This is the variable matrix. All the x and y, this will always be x and y, unless they like put a, b there, which I never really see them do. So it's x and y, and this is the constant matrix, which is the set on the next side of the equal sign. I have never done this in form. That's a problem. That's a problem. Don't say your school. Don't say what school was this, because yes, it's one of the later topics in maths, but still, you should have at least tasted this. Unless you wasn't there for the class, or you was ducking class, or you wasn't paying attention, or some kind of thing. You know, some people say they never do it in class, but they really do it in class. So we're not going to put that past. Who said that? Was it Sabrina? We're not going to put that past Sabrina. Sabrina said that? Matty cakes. Alright, so 3, -2, 1, 4, x, y, 1, 10. So I'm not ducking. I'm feeling right by the school system. I tell you, so we learn how to put it in matrix form. But what's the point? Where's the point? Because when we put it in matrix form, we could actually solve the simultaneous equation, and we'll go back through this next week, because it's actually a big chunk. People might understand the individual steps, but everything wouldn't tie in and massage down real good yet. So when you go in it over next week and you do the questions or the homework, ting. I may not give you any further questions this week. It will just be questions on everything. And you may get an exam the following week. You're supposed to get an exam long ago, but we just beating it now. So we're getting an exam very likely the following week, right before class, exam. No, on Sunday, exam. Anytime on Sunday you can do the exam, and you will get marked for class on Tuesday. Alright, so 3, -2, 1, x, 4, 10. Well, 1x thing. We change it to the matrix form here, so that we just write matrix form. And when it's in the matrix form, we can solve simultaneously. Alright, so let me do it again one more time. This time I want to make x, actually go and cheat and see what x and y is up here. So 4x take away 2y, that turning out to be 0. So I'm going to take away 3y. Nah, that wasn't turning out to be 0. 2y is equal to, so -4 plus 4, that's equal to 8. And let's see, x plus 3y is equal, so that's -6, 1, -6. So let's make that -5. So hopefully we get these answers, right? Now you can solve this using your, so put it in the calculator, please. We do that next week, yeah? And the plan, I'll show you how to do all the matrix stuff on your calculator next week. But for now, we just stick into this. And you can solve this simultaneously. Everybody know how to do that, hopefully. Equation 1, equation 2, and you do your semi-demis, you subtract, you multiply, whatever. Everybody know how to do that. But we're going to learn how to use our boss. Just so. Well, yeah. So for x minus 2y equal 8, x plus 3y equal negative 5. These are the simultaneous equations. We're going to put this in matrix form now. Let's put this in matrix form. So we'll be like 4, negative 2. I should ask you all to complete this. Yeah, all you complete this. Put this in matrix form and send it in the group there. Put that in the matrix form and send it in the group. We're going to actually solve this equation here and show you how we're going to do all of this just to get back the answers. I mean, they're just crazy, but it's CXC, so we have to be prepared. Sorry, but I will review it after now, going home. Okay, no problem. Well, yeah. That's the fun thing about online class. You could watch it over, especially if you miss out some stuff. Somebody sent already, man. Oh my God! Look at these amount of messages inside here. Somebody sent me something I could barely see. Natalie, what kind of angle is that? What kind of style of angle is that, bro? Alright, so answers, correct answers. Yeah, so we are all correct answers. No more, no more, no more. Or you can just double check your answers there. And you really see no mistakes there. 1, 3, nobody didn't put X there. So X, Y go there. 8, negative 5. We cooking. Right? So both groups have the correct thing. At junior class right now, so Thursday night. Of course, once you see that green board, it must be correct. Once you see that green board, it's correct. Alright, blue group only come out with a vengeance because I just know. Blue group is like 1,000 pictures. Alright, so 4, negative 2, 1, 3, x, y, 8, negative 5. So, boys, start to watch blue group first, please. Right. So we want to see how to solve this using inverse, right? First step is that this is the key matrix here. This is we boy. That's we friend. The coefficient matrix. So we can label him. Normally they will have him labeled in your questions. 4, negative 2, 1, 3. And we go ahead and we get the inverse, the A inverse. A inverse is 1 over the determinant by the adjoint. Now some people in school learn like this. A inverse is 1 over the determinant by the adjoint, and they work out 1 over the determinant AD minus BC, and the adjoint is DA negative B negative C. So if that's what you did, you understand what I do there? Instead of doing it separately, I plug it in one. And you know I'm always saying don't do it separately, do it in one. But in matrices is a situation, since it's so big, you can find the determinant separate and the adjoint separate and then do it. Because a lot of times you just had to do that. Yeah? But if you learn it like this is cool too. It's like you're finding the determinant and the adjoint as you go along. So let me copy this. I'm just showing you this style. I was trying to show almost every style like you will get, so you wouldn't feel out of place if you're seeing something different somewhere. So determinant of A and adjoint of A here. Remember the other way to write determinant of A is like this, so you could see that too, right? 1 over AD minus BC. So this is going to be 1 over AD. So this is 4 by 3 minus negative 2 by 1. Right? And just do the swap it ups. So 3 and 4 and switch sign. Boom. So it's like you put it in one time, right? And then this is going to be 1 over 12 plus 12 plus 2. Why is this looking scary? 14, 3, negative 1, 2, 4. So hopefully this works out nicely for us. So I'm just going to, I can leave that as is. And next technique they do as well is leaving this just so. I'm stopping right there. Like if they didn't specifically ask you to find A inverse, we could stop right there now. But if they did, put everything over the 14 and just call that George. Poof, everything over the 14, right? So just for kicks, I'm going to stop right there. So we have A inverse now. Now remember what the initial thing was. It was this in red. Copying it to place it over here. So now if I'm trying to find xy, xy is going to be 1 over the 14 by the kind of inverse, you know, the 3, 2, negative 1, 4. 3, 2, negative 1, 4. That's the inverse. And you have to put back the 8, negative 5. You all with me? This was the inverse here. This came from that. The reason we're using the inverse is when we brought this across, it must change to the inverse. That's why we went through and find the inverse. You're going to do 1 from here. So now, this is going to be 1 over 14. And we multiply these two matrices using our multiplication skills. So row and column. So it's going to be 3 by 8 and 2 adding on that, right? So, well, it'll end up take away 10, right? And this one is going to be this by this. So negative 1 by 8 adding on. Now, if you wasn't here for last week class, this may be beaten, yeah? Josiah, or anybody who wasn't here for last week class, this kind of rushing here. So this turning out to be 1 over 14 multiply by 24 take away 10 is 14. And negative 8 plus negative 20 is negative 28. If we are about to crack the code here, people, we are about to crack the code. Pay close attention. It's looking like a lot of work because it is. 1 over 14 by 14, like 1 over 14 by the 14 there is going to be 1. 1 over 14 by 14 is 1. And 1 over 14 by negative 28, you could use a calculator, is negative 2. Remember that this is xy. Now what did we say from the start? We get 1, negative 2. Didn't we say that it's going to be 1, negative 2? Because I use 1, negative 2, I started working on the equations here. Alright, so that's how you do simultaneous equations using matrices. You change it to matrix form. I want to write this in a different color because these are like the points. You change it to matrix form. So, one more. You change it to matrix form. You find A inverse, that's the next step, and then you work out. So this is finding A inverse here. And then you put it back in the equation and you work it out like this. So like you had A by X equal C. So then X is equal to the A inverse by the C. Right? This is C. You bring this across and you use the inverse there. My boy say one more. Alright. I'm really feeling to do one more. You know. Is there another way to do it? No. other than okay. So this simultaneous equation, you can solve this using simultaneous equations. This you could sorry, the determinant and the adjoint you could do it separately, as I said before. And something else you could do. When you reach the answer here, you could actually incorporate the 14 in the answer. So it will be incorporated here and you'll just end up with this same way. But it's actually easier to leave it out. So, and it's in the Google Classroom. If it is there, I will watch it over. Same for this live because my internet got me depressed as ever here. So, wait. Alright, sorry about that. Sorry about that, bro. So what you'll do is, yeah, watch it over. So I still need to put in 17 or 18, the link. But the links to most of them in the Google Classroom, I'll just update that sometime this week. But the links, if you scroll up in the group, you'll see them as well, right? I update it periodically. Okay, guys, let's do the next one and see if we get a pattern. I'm just saying what X and Y is so we'll feel comfortable when we get the answer. Let's make X 3 this time. No, let X be the negative number this time. Let's make X negative 3. And you know what? Let's make Y 0. Is that a good thing to make Y 0, boy? I feel lots of zeros going to happen here if I make Y 0. Let me see what happens if I make Y 0. Alright, so let's put X plus 4Y would be equal to negative 3. And let's put, you just say no. Let's put negative 2x plus y is equal to, yeah, y equals 0 is no vibes. But let's just do it. How much marks for all this weekend? Like about 5 marks. Yeah, like about 5 marks total. Negative x plus 2y is equal to positive 6. Alright, so we're about to go, guys. We're about to do this. We're about to do this. It's cool, easy 5 marks. Christian Stanton and them this wrongs. Christian, I hope you mash up this worksheet, because you had to do good in these worksheets. X plus 4y equal negative 3, negative 2x plus y equals 6. So the first thing you're going to do is put it in matrix form. Matrix form, matrix form, matrix form. Matrix form, negative 3, 6, always xy there. 1, 4, negative 2, 1. These numbers suck. I could put any number here actually and that wouldn't change anything because y is 0. Great. So let me make this 2. 2. Alright. So those are the numbers we're dealing with. Now this is the matrix we love. This is the key boy here. So let's this is our friend. So we need to find the inverse of that. Inverse of 1, 4, negative 2. Make sure you're taking screenshots so you're taking notes because you're going to get a question to do. I may just give you one question to do and we'll call that quits for tonight. We'll over a little early tonight. Don't worry. In terms of time, I think you'll obviously get more time than just 2 hours a week because you have crash course and thing coming up in December and thing. So we just call it that early night this week because this is it. This is as much as we're going to learn. 1, 4, negative 2, 2 for tonight. So you find the inverse of this. Just now I named it. So like I'll give it a name. And I like to do that. And most likely they will do that for you. But let's call him A. So you'll get accustomed using A. So finding the inverse of A. You want to find the inverse of A. Find inverse of A. Right. So we're going to use the determinant. You can do it separately or you can do it all as once. So I want to do it all at once again because I think that's the big boy way. Most people will want to do it like that. A is equal to this. So A inverse is going to be equal to 1 over the determinant of A. And let's use determinant of A by the adjoint of A. So this is going to be 1 over, and you put the formula, minus BC over DA. The reason to always put the formula is helping your remembrance and help you to avoid making mistakes. I'll put A is equal to A, B, C, D. So you kind of get an idea of how it's arranged in the beginning. Then you go ahead and you just solve this like a mouse. So I'll write it out, but you can work it out in your mind. Actually, the substitution line, I always advise students to do this. So take away BC4 by -2. You're doing your thing here, people. I like it separate. Well, if you like it separate, that's not a problem. 2, 1, 2, -4. I teach it separate a lot of times. Like depending on how I see this, which one is like structured students. It depends on your style. It depends on your style. Did I do this correct? So I swapped and I switched sides. Yes, I did. So this is now 1 over 2 take away positive. Is that 10? And this is 2, -4, 2, 1. So I'm going to stop right there instead of putting in that 1 over 10. Did someone message the answer? Carry on in this T before. Yeah. Good point, Darren. Thanks for spotting that. You can't. When you're putting the inverse, you always put it the big matrix before. I'll when I reach that spot, I'll remind everyone. Alright, somebody, 1 or 2 people missing out because the Wi-Fi ain't working. I feel every time before I come on, I say a little prayer for the Wi-Fi. Alright, so you find the inverse. This is the next step. So the first step was putting it in matrix form. The next step here was finding the inverse. Find the inverse as the next step, which I do on the next page here, right? The last step is just swapping and dapping. Swapping and dapping. Alright, so it was like this, so now it's going to be A inverse. The A inverse comes before this matrix. So remember, this X matrix stands for XY, the variable matrix. This A inverse is what we just found, which is 1 over 10 by the whole thing here, 2, -4, 2, and 1. And this C here stands for the coefficient matrix, which was in the question, -3 and 6, right? -3 and 6. So what I want to do is multiply these two matrices by each other. Or if I had this as 1, I'll multiply this by that. If I had the 10 already on the inside. Alright, so let's do that. So 2, I'll put in the 1 over 10 here. And now, row by column now. So 2 by -3, -6, and -4 by 6 is -24. Not looking dramatic. And 2 by -3 is -6. And 1 by 6 is 6. See how the 0 going and pop out on me there? So let's make everything smaller. So what is the difference between a number in a fraction being negative versus making the entire fraction negative? I had to ask this for the longest while. You know what people had asked me that same question for the longest while? I and all had asked myself that question for the longest while I was in school, like 4 months. What's going on here? Okay, let me explain that. That's a good question. Everybody's want to know that question. So we're coming back to that. We can then I'll catch back up, right? So if I have -1/3, what does that mean? Does that mean that's 1 over -3? Or is that -1 over 3? The answer is it's both of them. It's correct for both of them. Now, if I have something like this, -1 over -3, that's actually 1/3. Because you have two negatives making a positive. But if you have one number in the fraction being negative, it is the same as if you just put the whole fraction as negative. So when you have the whole fraction as negative, it means one of these numbers could be negative. That's all. That is all. So that's all to that. So like if I have -4/5, and I have like the whole fraction looking like a negative, it means I could write 4 over -5, or I could write -4 over 5. That's the answer to the question. It's very simple. So where we reach, boys? So what we did, is we squeeze in the inverse here, which we just found from the second step, and we multiply it by this matrix here, which comes from the question. So how do we do that is we multiply these two matrices by each other using the 2 by 2 by the 2 by 1 multiplication style that we learned last week. This is where maths class is important to keep up, keep up, keep up, keep up. So like if you forget last week's stuff and then new stuff on top of that stuff, you're living in Greek right now. All right, Greece. Let's simplify. So this is 1/10 of negative 6 plus negative 24 is negative 30, and negative 6 plus 6 is 0. So 1/10 of that is going to actually be negative 3, 0. Now remember, this is x, y. X is negative 3, and y is equal to 0. So, too fast for notes. All right. Sorry about that. What these? Well, I'm leaving this page up for a little while. So feel free to ask any questions. If you understand at least 80% of that or all of that, type Y in the chat and get ready to do one question. When we have answers to that one question, we'll be calling it quits for tonight. Look out for the homework coming in tomorrow evening or Thursday morning. I'll make the solutions available one time as well. So anybody who do early assignment, as soon as Ariel corrects it. By the way, Ariel is a boy. Well, Ariel is a man, not a girl. Yeah, so somebody was referring him as she. As soon as he corrects it, you'll be able to get back your answer. This is to reward the early crew because it has some real dread early crew. It has some people, as soon as I pay it up like I was just waiting, boom, by the evening I just see like 3-4, you all have the answers. So early squad, congratulations on making it. We had about 41 people hand up assignments. So let's see if we can get that number to 50. When I increase, keep increasing. As the more you do the assignments, the smarter you will become. I got 1/9 in the determinant. What's the determinant? How we get this determinant? It was 2 take away negative 8. So 2 take away negative 8 is actually 2 take away negative 8. 2 take away negative 8 is actually 10, right? That's how we get it 10. They don't even have 50 people in the class. Nice, have more people is really live. After it. Some people is can't do it at the same time, so they view after the live. As some people operations. Yes, Ariel is a boy. So, and a brilliant fella. Brilliant. Ariel. Ariel. That is the second tutor. He does the corrections, including my corrections, looking up mistakes that I make and stuff like that. There's fun stuff in there. So yeah, he actually got a scholarship. He went the same school I went, which is Presentation College of Honors. He really loved maths. He probably loved maths more than me. He did actuarial science. How you spell that? Actuarial science, which, as you know, is just maths upon maths. So that is him. And he finished up this year, and he's a good friend of mine. So he's working along in the class with me, and I'm getting someone else, another student of mine who went to university in Canada. He did some business. He was doing some business degrees. So he's going to join in as well. So we keep adding in more tutors, and I keep wanting different things to just keep the class growing and keep the class make sure you're getting value for your money. Make sure everybody getting corrected. Them kind of things. All right. So let's just do this one question and call that George. Find the inverse of A equal 3. No, I don't want to do this. I want you to actually get in the equation form. Hmm. So I'm actually going to, no, I'm not going to give you the answer. I'll write the answer privately here because I don't want to have the answer. Let's see. What answer can I say? I can see. All right, so 3. Yeah, like that. Minus. All right, so this one easy. Let's try this one. So change this into matrix form. Go ahead and do everything. Go ahead and find the inverse. Let's get that. Let him teach you one day. I don't think he very interested in being on camera. 3x plus 4y equals 10, 2x minus, right? So you know your step's gonna be, you're gonna change it into matrix form. Then you're gonna find the inverse. Find A inverse, which is like your coefficient matrix. Then your final step is that the answer xy is going to be equal to A inverse by C. And remember, C is this guy here, right? Good luck. So what name? I mean, what name? What do you mean, what name? Christian, Christian, I would tell Ariel to take away some more marks from you. When you start to see things just looking mysteriously low for no reason. Oh, I now see the comment you make up there. Oh, bro, you super name. Actuarial. Natty cakes coming in clutch. Or the A. All right. So red group pop first, okay? Yes, it did. It's red group. Yeah, but the answer though. Once you find the inverse, we need to go on to get the answer of x and y. You didn't do the last step. So that was a semi-pop. I didn't count as a full pop, Danny. You left out an is. Yeah, I did. In this spelling. I know I did. Actuarial. True Ariel. Right, so that will help you all remember how to pronounce his name, Ariel. So I think you're correct right now. Eh? It's just you need to do the final step. Blue group. Blue group just pop Daryl there. -2 and 1. Daryl, look at what you do in that last line there. Just check over that last line. Don't tell me you do all that work and you make a mistake in that last line, eh, brother. And where you write the third to last part, you should at least say that what you're doing there, that you're finding for XY, right? But I know you're hustling too, but you still want to try and practice the correct way. But you just have one mistake there, one tiny little mistake. And all the mistakes is just closing on you. But you get 100%, is you get 100%. And that's crazy. Getting 100% in all of my assignments is a big goal. 2 and 1, very good. Congratulations on that 100% there, brother. 2 and 1. Natalie just come through. Natalie came through for red group, Danny. And it's perfect. And Christian, you must have the determinant part, I think, there, boy. You must have the determinant part. Let me see where you mess it up. 3, 4, 2, -1. 3, 4, 1. You didn't write -1 at the very beginning. It's 3, 4. You're not taking down the same thing I have here, Christian. Your matrix. Can't believe you make that mistake there, brother. Mistakes is killable. Kill max. Matrix kills max. So this is actually 3, 4, 2, -1, xy equal 10, 3. Oops, I leave out something here, I know. Selena for red group. Ooh, Selena. I think Selena have the best weekend so far. I think. Oh, everything kind of arranged with Selena here. It's sweet. Ellen, them numbers looking vicious, boy. Cool. Your determinant. Something wrong with the determinant. 3, 4, 3, -3, take away. 2, -3 take away 8 is not -24. That's the problem right there. You actually just need to use subtraction. You end up with -11. What are you doing there? And this is great, is how the determinants is how the determinants slide up like this. So, oh gosh, I don't know why this damn make me laugh. AJ, there's a problem. There's a problem with your determinant. I thought the matrix have a 2 here. Why people not seeing the 2 there? Some people not seeing the 2 there. Or the -1 there. What really going on? This is really happening here. Matrix form, negative. Your determinant for so everybody who made a mistake with the determinant and the sign. That's it. So the determinant is actually AD minus BC. So if you made a mistake, you know to watch out for this next time. This works out to give me negative 11. It's basically negative 3, take away 8, negative 11. Right? I send it. So how soon after the live ends is it available? It depends. It's switch. Like if it's a 2-hour live, sometimes you can get it within half an hour. Sometimes it can take 3 hours and thing. So you have to periodically check it. But as soon as the live finish, once you don't close it off, you could pull back to a good way in the live. Once you close it off, you have to wait till it come back up. So I'm going to watch this over because my internet is not good. Yeah, Joshua, no problem. So, but check to see if my question correct too. To my answer. Christian. So I don't know. I get -1 and -2. Daniel, finish because you wrote X first. Oh, I write X first and then I train 2 or something. Okay. Check marks. Somebody, where am I wrong here? Who is this? Carry on. Carry on. 1, 4, -2, what? You didn't put -1. -1. That's where you're wrong. Who are looking for? Christian. Christian, I don't know when 3 was already. So that comment was probably from earlier. Yeah, so when homework come in, either tomorrow evening or Thursday morning, normal thing. But homework will come with solutions. So as soon as you finish, hand up, and as soon as the real finish correct, boom, you can get solutions. But he's normally sending batch. He normally does it in batches. So I didn't see the 2, so that messed up everything. Yeah. I don't know. I think somebody said I paid me too late, so yeah. So maybe you'll start as soon as I finish and then see that I just sneak in that 2 there. So a good bit of people still squeeze out the 2 and the 1, which is the answer. So after you get your determinant, you get your adjoint as well. The adjoint would be -1, 3, and -2 and -4. So the inverse, whatever you want to call this, let me say we call that A. A inverse is going to be equal to 1 over -11 by -1, -2, -4, and 3. So we're going to take this and multiply it by 10, 3. If we take that and multiply by 10, 3, we're going to get our answer for xy. This is the final step. So -1 by, that's -10, -12, plus -12, same thing, and -2 by 10, how much is that by? That's -20, and 3 by, so this is 9, and this is, we still have our 1 over -11 here, so this is 1 over -11 by -22 and -11. So verify that this breaks down to give me 2 and 1. 2 and 1, right? Which is what everybody got, right? 2 and 1, yeah. So this is where this, you put the 2 and the 1 like this, because the -11 comes over there. You can use a calculator. So in the end, you'll end up with, if for those who need the little extra line, it's like -22 over 11 and -11 over 11. Well, negative, sorry. So yeah, so that's gonna break down to 2 and 1, which is our x and y here. So x is 2, y is 1, that's the end. So I'm gonna get some milk, be right back. Well, when you come back, you realize that the class done, because we're calling it a night right here. Anything to remind you of? As I say all the time, remember to send your some people ask for extra time for October. That's okay. Just make sure and let the admin know what time to expect your receipt and whatever, right? So send your receipt to the admin. Look out for the homework. Today is Tuesday. So this is how the class normally runs for people who just come in Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the class is on Tuesday. Somewhere along here, you're going to get your homework. You have all here to do your homework. You have to hand up your homework by Sunday, otherwise it's late. Between Sunday and Monday, even if you start handing up by Friday and Saturday, it'll already start getting corrected. Even if you start Friday, Saturday, it already start getting corrected, so you could get it back, the corrections, and you'll get back the solutions now too. Sunday and Monday, I would be looking at solutions, looking at different things, just going through, seeing where the weak points was to know what to talk about. So yeah, that's how it runs. So the homework would be in the classroom. Yes, the homework will be in the Google Classroom. So homework next week for this again. So next week we're gonna just kind of close up matrices and do some little revision because we're gonna get an exam. And how I'll do it, I'll send you an idea of how the exam is gonna come, like early during the week, and then you'll get the exam Sunday. The exam is gonna be on everything we do, so you'll get a good idea of where you are at. So you know we have 3 terms in the year. Boom, bam, bim. We're in the last term here. December is fast approaching. As soon as the term is finished, the first week in the holidays, that's when the crash course is going to happen. And it's most likely going to be 4 hour classes or 5 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, kind of crazy. 4 hour classes every day for like 4 or 5 days. And that's just going to be past papers, and different topics. We're going to go on through the whole of maths there. So that'll be a good thing for those, even if you're not doing it in January, to just be a part of. It's free. Once in the group, it's free. So look out for that. And that's about it. See you next week. Look out for the homework. Make sure and do your homework. It look like everybody who in the live does do their homework. Later, people. I disconnect the thing here and I disconnect the thing.